Architectural Builder Supply is pleased to present you with this recording of the technical question that is listed in the title of this video.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
So this is for a wooden exterior door, our front door. It opens in when you step in from the outside, you push it in, and the existing weather stripping attaches to, the doorstop, like the interior side of the doorstop, and presses against the exterior side of the door. Does that make sense?
I understand the words. I don't know that it's anything.
Right. So the existing doorstop weather stripping attaches to the doorstop.
Where on the doorstop? To the space or to the soffit?
I don't know which is which. The side that.
Hold on. Before you describe it, let me just define. The face is the portion of the stop that the door would normally make contact with. The soffit is the wider area that.
It's the wider area.
Okay, so that's called the soffit. All right, that's good. That's easy.
Yeah, so that's where it attaches to, and then it presses against the kind of face of the door. And my question is, if I get some kind of automatic door, what do you call that, at the bottom, that kind of drops when the door is closed. I'm not sure I can't remember what that weather stripping is called that you put at the bottom of the door and then it closes.
Right.
Automatically.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the hardware.
Yeah. Automatic door bottom. And if I get that, is it okay if the weather stripping that's on the doorstop kind of is in the same place where that automatic door bottom is? Do you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, the direct answer would be sure it's okay. That it would be there.
Yeah, it seems fine, and I just wondered, is that like a normal way to do it, where the weather stripping on the doorstop would go all the way to the bottom, and then the automatic door bottom would kind of bump into the weather stripping instead of the doorstop? Like, is there a better way to do it?
Oh, okay, so you've defined that you're going to use a surface-mounted version. No, that would not be okay. You're going to want to...
Yes. I don't have the ability or the skill to route out the bottom of my door. But you're saying that would be a bad idea to have the automatic door bottom hit the weather strip.
Yeah, the automatic door bottom needs to run all the way to the stop.
Got it.
All the way, to the soffit of the stop.
Gotcha. So what would you recommend for the door bottom in my application? My gap on the bottom is it's only about almost 1/16 probably on the left side, and then it gradually increases. I have a 100-year-old house. It gradually increases to probably maybe 3/16 or 1/4 of an inch on the other side. It's not it's slanted, but it's a straight slant, if that makes sense. It's not
yeah,
wavy.
Sounds like you're saying it's not wavy. Yeah, I get that.
It's not, yeah.
Yeah, an automatic door bottom, if you get it running all the way between the stops, it should be okay right there.
If I just cut the weather stripping before it hits it?
Yeah, I would probably remove it and then trim it so that it sits. Once you install the, I would remove it. I would install the automatic door bottom, then reattach once you've determined how much you need to cut it back.
And then what do I do to seal that bottom couple inches on the left and right?
You would install to the rabbet of the frame what we would call a dust pad. it's a self-adhesive piece of pile that's about inch and a half wide and maybe 2.5 inch tall.
Oh, I see. That's the, I think you have that on your website. The corner, I don't know what you call it. Let's see. Oh, you said, what is the rabbet, by the way?
The rabbet is the area in which the door resides that is not the face of the stop. So the part of the frame where the door, the rabbet is where the hardware would get machined to, like hinges and strike plates.
Yeah, okay. Is this a corner door seal? Is that what you're talking about? That's what would go there?
Yeah, dust pad, corner door seal, that could be the terminology, sure.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I think that's the term that's used on your site. Okay. And then one last thing, what would be the problem with having the automatic door bottom, push into the weather stripping and not cutting the weather stripping? Like what would happen if I tried to do that?
I don't really know that you'd have a problem. You may not. Just the drop bar actuator needs to come in contact with something. And,
right.
I would suppose if you're making a complete, if you're giving the diameter of the drop bolt, which is maybe 7/16 or so, a complete surface area to make contact with, it might be okay.
I see. Okay, cool. And then I know you have a lot of different brands of automatic, or a few different, maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 different brands of automatic door bottoms, and it seems like Pemco is like the sort of go-to brand. At least that's my impression. Do you feel like all of your automatic door bottoms are roughly equal quality, or is there some that you're like, okay, this is the one you have to go with if you don't care how much it costs? What's your general opinion on the brand?
I think for a residential application that Pemco would be just fine. It wouldn't be what I would necessarily use in most instances. But there are reasons to not use the other items that I would consider using, such as cost and the size. Really, Pemco makes an item that's relatively petite, and anything else that I would use would be noticeably larger, and just wouldn't look right on a residential application. So you really can't go wrong with Pemco.
Got it. And then do they trying to remember if they make other colors or not, or like what colors they make in their automatic door bottoms?
Well, you can do clear anodized, and then you can do a dark bronze as well.
Oh, dark bronze. Okay. Just given what I've said, like let's say I just were to start from scratch and remove that existing weather stripping on the soffit of the doorstop, how would you do it from scratch if you were going to do it? Also, not using a hidden doorstop that's routed into the middle of the door.
Are you asking me to describe the steps of installation?
No, like what type of weather stripping would you use, and then what type of doorstop would you use if you were just designing the weather stripping from scratch and there was no pre-existing weather stripping on for a residential application? The door is extra thick. It's, I don't know, I think it's like 2 1/4 or so. Wooden door.
Am I forced to use your existing door?
Yes.
Okay. If I was forced to use your existing door, I would hire someone to come and mortise it for interlocking bronze or zinc weather stripping is what I would do. I would mechanically interlock on all 4 sides. And that's what I would do.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Do you have the interlocking stuff just so I can see what it looks like on your website?
Yeah.
So weather stripping.
Yeah. So if you were to just type in the name of the manufacturer, Dorbin, which is Corbin.
Uh-huh. Okay, yeah.
Let me know when that page comes up.
Yep, it's up.
So click on any of those first items and let me know when the next page loads.
Yep. I'm there.
On the right side, you'll see where it says add to cart. Below that is the map of the United States, and then to the left of that is more from Dorbin. Click that link.
Uh-huh. More from Dorbin. Okay.
Then you should be on a page where, well, you might be now or you will be momentarily. You're going to want to click on the product catalog and then get to like the last 20% of that catalog, and you'll see interlocking weather stripping.
Okay, cool. Okay, very helpful. Thank you. Thanks very much. I will hopefully figure this out and order something. And you would choose this weather stripping for both the aesthetic and the like function, or more so one over the other? Just curious because it's not like typical modern weather stripping. So is it more kind of the aesthetic, or is it both?
You're talking about interlock.
Interlock versus
Yeah. It's several decades, if not well in excess of a century, of proven reliability of a single installation. Mm-hmm. There's no chemical product that you can create synthetic rubber and match the fact that you install metal interlock today and you don't damage it by pinching it or some other unintentional damage to it. It'll be here 100 years now. Now, it doesn't have a high R value, but neither do a lot of exterior, piercings through walls in existing homes.
Got it.
Fireplaces doesn't have a very high R value either.
Yeah.
So that's what I would do. Plus, I would also gravitate towards it because I can use a router and I can modify the door the way that I would need to, which is very much a dying art. But if I were to start from scratch and use a new door and frame, I would order a Curfed-in style gasket like the Pemco Q102, because that stuff is very effective, very inexpensive, and very easy to replace in a decade when it starts to fatigue.
Right. Okay. And is it possible to create the kerf, in the retrofit situation?
No, that's the problem.
Okay.
Not realistically.
Got it. And the kerf on that Pemco, where is that, in the doorstop somewhere, or where does that kerf go?
It is. If you were to study the face of the doorstop, it would literally be a routed channel that we would call a kerf that the material inserts into. Somewhere in that Dorbin catalog will be a product that has the number 500 in it or 350 in it. You find that in their book and you'll see, but that's closer to the beginning third of the catalog. You'll see an example of what that looks like.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, actually. They have, I see, and they also have adhesive ones that apply to the face of the doorstop as well. Okay. Okay, well, this has been very informative. Thank you. Thanks so much for your help.
Before you go, you could eliminate the entire issue about the conflict by installing your door bottom on the pull side of the door using an additional piece of hardware from Pemco called a CAM 500, CAM 500.
And that's like something you put on the door frame so that the kind of mechanism pushes into that when you open it? Or
that's right.
I'm just guessing. Okay.
Yep, that's right.
And then, so currently I've got a door sweep on the interior side of the door. But the problem is, my weather stripping is on the doorstop. The door sweep is on the interior side, so air is getting through kind of and around the bottom. And then that's the problem I'm trying to address right now. So if I put it on the inside, what do you have any? I guess I could maybe put those corner seal things in the bottom, and maybe that would address the issue. Maybe that's all I really need to do.
Yeah, your installation is incomplete without those. So you need to have those. If it was me, I would probably install that, and then I would take a look. Where are you located?
In Berkeley, so it's pretty warm, or it's not that cold.
Yeah, so it's not Hudson Bay, Canada. So I would probably toss that on there, and I would assess, and then go from there.
And then that way I wouldn't, less work for me, potentially. Okay.
Well, if your car doesn't turn over, don't do a piston job. Try the battery first.
Totally. Okay, cool. And then the corner seals, I noticed you have like a few different options on there. And some of the descriptions, it's not clear how long the pile is, or how, like, I don't know if that's the right terminology, but anyway.
Projection, probably about a quarter inch. Yeah.
All of them are in that ballpark?
Absolutely.
Okay. And then for my application, from your perspective, are they all roughly the same in terms of performance, or are there any differences between them?
Yes to the former. I would just select the one that I've got in stock and have us ship it to you.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You bet, sir. Have a good week.
All right, you too.
Bye.
Architectural Builders Supply hopes you have enjoyed this program. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up. Please subscribe and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.